Good morning. So we're on the move. It rained last night and the temperature dropped drastically. Yesterday was so hot. It was so humid. When I was climbing back up from getting our extra water, I only had water on me. I didn't have anything else in the pack, and it was just, the water was just pouring off me. It had stopped raining, but it was drizzling a little bit and water was coming off the trees, so we have our rain jackets on. Plus it's cold. I think the feel was supposed to be like, with the wind, was -1 Celsius today, which is such a drastic change from that heat. But Faith and I, so we have 6 days of food with us, but it's not the 6 days that we normally carry. When we carry 6 days, it's out of our box, and so it has a lot of freeze dried. Like our 3-day carry that we did out of our box just now, I had a package of chicken from the freeze dries company. Barely weighed anything, gave me 3 meals. But now this is the first time we've done a full resupply out of a grocery store, and it is a lot heavier than our stuff. This isn't something that's going to happen often. It was just this section. I did send like a huge space because I knew we were coming into Damascus and some other things. So I thought we might want to try resupplying ourselves. But I'm glad that I won't have to do that, because we do like staying out 6 days if we can. And it's a lot lighter with our stuff that we've sent. So, but we're fine. Today we feel better. We actually feel better. Yesterday was a Nero, going into town, out of town. We only did around a little over 4 miles, I think. And we feel better today than we do after a zero. After a zero, for some reason, it's hard to get moving. And I think sometimes on the zero, we eat too much, like town food type things. And even the meal at the diner, it was delicious. It was something we needed, and I know we're supposed to eat that kind of food that'll help keep our weight and stuff. But it just, for some reason, both Faith and I, it just doesn't sit well with us. It's like we're not used to eating that much at one time since we've been out here, and it always makes us not feel very good. But and then when we got to camp, we just devoured the fruit I bought. So we might try to do more of that. Just go to the grocery store, get fruit, salad, maybe a piece of chicken, something that's more light and not so heavy, and see if that helps us. But anyway, we have lots of food on us, and we're on the detour. So I'll show when we get to, this isn't the detour. This is still part of the original trail. I think the detour starts in another mile or so. But I'll show when we get to the detour section what it looks like. And it's not supposed to rain anymore today. It's supposed to stay kind of cool, and it's supposed to be windy this afternoon. So we'll see how bad the wind gets in the bush. Okay, so here we hit the detour. This is where it has it here. Okay, so this is the Iron Mountain Trail, and it shows Sandy Flats. That's the first campsite out. It's only a small section of the Creeper Trail that's closed. Yeah. So one of the things, so if you see on the map, excuse me, you can see the red line. That's the part that's closed. Then the yellow is AT that's still open. The purple is the detour. Now, I think some people have decided to, I don't know if I can, so when they do, yeah, you point, yeah. So when they're taking a shuttle, they take a shuttle and go from there all the way and actually start here. So they skip that spot instead of doing the detour. Now, the reasons that somebody is doing that is because I think if they're a purist, they want to do the AT. They want it, that section of the AT is still considered open. So I'm not a purist, but I want a continuous footpath. And so because this is a detour, to me, this is the official AT, where even though that little section that was the AT is open, I don't consider that the AT for 2026 because it's not accessible by a continuous footpath. So like for me, I'm fine. And this is the biggest saying out here is hike your own hike. So if in your head you're saying this is still open, I have to hit this, then take the shuttle around and hit that. Do not lose sleep because you missed parts of the AT that's technically still open. For us, we're fine with doing this because it gives us a continuous footpath, and this is a detour.
It's pretty well the exact same miles.
Yeah, it's the exact same miles as what the AT would have been if it was all open. Like there's hardly any difference in it at all. You can see on the map, it looks like a little bit longer, but it's probably the same miles because the other one has, it is because the other one might have more ups and downs because it's actual. You're not going by as the crow flies, you're going as your footsteps. So for us, we're taking the detour because this is what was assigned to do the AT for this year. So that's what we're going to do. But I know others are taking the shuttle around. And so either one is still doing the AT. You're still good. Don't lose any sleep over it. This is how it's supposed to go. You're good. And so I'm going to see. And the other thing that we think is kind of cool is the detour where we're going was the original AT back in the 90s. It was back in the 90s when they changed it and opened this new section. So yeah, so that's actually kind of cool that we're walking on parts of the old AT. That's what we're doing today and tomorrow. I think it'll take us 2 days to finish the detour probably, or we'll come out of it sometime tomorrow. But yeah, so this is exciting, and it's definitely cool weather. There's going to be a breeze this afternoon, but it's not bad hiking weather, that's for sure. We still have our rain jackets on, and we're not breaking a sweat, and we've been climbing, and yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what the old trail looks like. So, you may encounter mountain bikers, motorcycles, and equestrians. Let's hope we actually see a horse today. But we were a little worried. That map down there, it tells you to take a picture because you're going to be going on several different trails. And this is too. So this is where if there is somebody who is a purist and is not going to follow a blaze that is not white, do not take this trail. Take that shuttle, get up to the AT that's open, because this will drive you crazy. You're gonna follow. You're gonna follow. This one is, yeah, we just followed blue up here, and now we're on yellow, and then there'll be we're changing onto another trail up there, but they do tell you to take a picture of it because it gives you details. But so I was like, okay, hopefully this isn't where we get lost. But then we got up here and there's a sign saying AT North with an arrow, so we should be okay. But yeah, absolutely, if you have it in your head that you're only following white blazes, don't come up here. Grab that shuttle and skip the closed part. You're only skipping 5 miles. Just do that. Yeah, don't come up here, follow yellow blazes, and then torture yourself for the rest of the hike because you followed a yellow blaze.
Actually, next year though, if it's open, I might go do the Cooper Trail.
Yeah, if it's open next year, we might come back and because we're gonna come back hopefully next year and do trail days, and then then we'll come and do that section. Yeah, that was close. Make up for this year. Yeah. But there's been some other detours where they put up white plastic blazes as the temporary, because they made it. Yes, because they made the trail. They made the trail where this trail exists. So they didn't have to make a new detour. So yeah, but yeah, no, definitely, yeah. If you're a white blaze purist, don't come up here. But yeah, so far it's looking good. It looks like a well-maintained trail, and maybe we'll see a horse. So we had a little lunch at Sandy's Flats. Sandy's Flats is not flat. There's hardly anything room there for tent site. There is water, there is a privy. I could tell somebody stayed there last night because there was a dry spot. But this isn't like the normal AT route anymore. So it's not like a huge area, but it worked for a nice lunch spot. I shouldn't have sat up. My back has been really good the last few days. I've been keeping my chicken wings tucked in tight. And I've been sitting where I lean up against my pack and put my yoga mat down. So it puts me in like a reclined position. But because of the rain, I just thought, well, there was a nice stump there. So I sat there for a little bit and had my lunch, and it did trigger a little bit. So I have my TENS machine on again now. But it has been really good though, the last few days. So I've been happy about that. But yeah, so we're just gonna putter through. We have no idea really what this trail is gonna be like. So we're gonna try to go between 5:30 and 6:30 and see if we can find a spot there. Make sure we have water. I'm not sure how many stealth sites are available on this. We do have a shelter coming up, probably 4 miles, that we're just gonna probably stop at and get water and have another snack, that kind of thing. So, but you can still see the mountains through here. There's still a bit of a view. Yeah, it's not too bad. The leaves aren't fully out yet. They're coming though. We're getting more green as we go. So this is not being the regular AT, and this is a trail that is shared with dirt bikes. This is kind of what happens to it at certain sections. It doesn't even look like a walking trail, but we haven't gotten off, so this has to be the trail. They probably fly through here on the dirt bikes and kind of tear it up a bit. So, but it isn't the regular AT. We're just borrowing it for this year, so that makes sense that it's not the same type of trail. But I just thought it might be interesting to see. It's hard, you don't see the depth of this little ditch line here on the camera, but it is pretty deep. I'm just walking up on the side. And here comes Miss Mighty Mouse. Woo! Sporting those trekking poles. And what kind of backpack do you have on today, Miss Mighty Mouse?
Very heavy one.
Very heavy one.
Oh, these Z-packs are called 60 liter.
Ooh.
Brand new for the season.
Filled with 8 days worth of food.
In the hottest color.
Yeah. And Miss Mighty Mouse did the Mighty Mouse Marathon.
I did.
She did. She did a hard 16, and then she did the 26 right after. And
my temporary trail name is Mighty Marathon.
Mighty Marathon! Woo! So this is the first time we've looked out and seen that the mountains were that far, and we see all this flat land. That looks so weird. It's still pretty view though. You can still see them back there. Yeah. What do we got? This side you can see them. They're a little closer. Okay, so we're about a mile from our shelter for the night. I'll double check when we get there. But our miles for today is somewhere between 17 and 18. And this detour was really well marked. There's some really nice spots. There's definitely still elevation though. Even when we stopped for a break earlier, we had already had Mighty Mouse had her watch going. We had over 3,000 in elevation gain, and we still have climbed more since too. But it wasn't a bad day, and the best thing about today making it to this shelter for me is so Mighty Mouse is going to be there. We know Haystack's going to be there, and then another, like, he's a day hiker, section hiker. His name is See You Tomorrow. He's going to be there, so we already know some people who are going to be there. And then tomorrow we are now set up the way that we did today. We're set up tomorrow that we're going to be in the ponies tomorrow. And tomorrow is supposed to be a nice day. I didn't check what the temperature is going to be. I still think it's going to be cool again in the morning. Today was actually pretty chilly. Especially if you stopped in the shade, you could get pretty cold. Every time you stop for a break, you had to put your jacket on. But that's nicer for hiking in anyway. So tomorrow we get to see the ponies. So that's really, really exciting. And we're going to take lots and lots of videos and pictures with the ponies. The most beautiful sight of the day. We're heading into the shelter. Oh, this last mile heading up this gravel road with the rocks giving out under my feet and everything was, even Faith stopped. She's like, seems like this is the longest mile. We thought maybe we were lost. But this detour was really well marked. It'd be pretty hard to get lost. You wouldn't be paying attention. So we see our shelter ahead and we're gonna go in, and we're both pretty full. We've been eating a lot today, so we probably won't even make supper. We'll just have snacks and stuff like that and then head to bed.